If my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. I mean, that's just like a sad fact.
The world's biggest YouTube stars told us they're burning out because of the unrelenting pressure.
Some YouTubers are quitting,
I really have been considering quitting YouTube.
while others are making millions.
96,000 a month.
So, what's going on? If YouTube is supposed to be the dream job, freedom, fame, fortune, why are so many creators walking away? Welcome to the business of YouTube. This is the story of why YouTube attracts so many people with the promise of passive income, and why so many leave once they've finally made it. At first glance, YouTube seems like the ultimate path to freedom. No boss, no schedule, no ceiling. You see creators making $10,000 a month from videos they shot on an iPhone. You scroll past $1,000 courses that tell you it's never been easier. Just publish 1 to 2 videos a week. Be yourself. The money will come. And honestly, that's not entirely wrong. You can start a YouTube business with nothing but your phone and some grit. But here is what those guru courses leave out. It never gets easier. Hitting 1,000 subscribers is hard, but keeping an audience is harder, because once you've monetized, now the pressure begins. You need to maintain views, chase better retention, hook harder, title smarter, edit tighter. If a sponsor comes in, now your upload schedule is locked. You're rewriting your script to fit brand guidelines, stressing out about performance guarantees, and suddenly, the channel you built for freedom feels like another job. Only this time, it's 24/7, because unlike a 9 to 5, there is no clock off. When you go to the gym, you're thinking about the next idea. When you're in the shower, you're rewriting your hook. When you're talking to friends, part of your brain is still in the edit timeline. You've traded a boss for a never-ending loop of content pressure with no clear end. And like any business, if you don't build systems, YouTube will burn you out. And that's exactly what happens to a lot of creators. They hit monetization, start making real money, maybe even go full-time. Then, like most people do after a big raise or promotion, lifestyle inflation kicks in. Rent goes up, expenses rise. Now it takes bigger deals to sustain things, and bigger expectations to meet them. Suddenly, every upload feels like it has to deliver. Even when you're tired, even when you're uninspired, even when you just don't feel like it. It's not about joy anymore. It's about survival. You start making videos just to maintain income, not because you believe in them. And that's when the spiral begins. Some creators grind harder, hoping to push through. Others quietly walk away. The sad irony? These are often people who made it. But at what cost? Because here's the truth. YouTube will take everything you give it. Time, energy, mental bandwidth. And if you're not careful, you'll build a business that consumes your life.
Being able to consistently suffer over long periods is like arguably one of the deepest moats. Like there's a reason no one makes videos like me. I think being able to push through unhappiness and do things you don't want to do consistently year after year over the course of a decade is like the ultimate advantage. Like, I mean, I think we'll hit 1 billion subscribers, and I don't think anyone will be anywhere near close, because like once you make a couple $1 million, why would you live the life I live? Like why? Why would you not take weekends off? Why would you not just film locally, even if it means less views so you can be on the right time schedule? Why would you not, prioritize your sanity and that kind of stuff? It makes no sense, but that's why no one else does it.
We chase success, but forget to ask, how much is enough? Is it worth doing 5 sponsorships in a month if it means never seeing my family? Is it worth hitting 100,000 subscribers if it leaves me resenting my own content? It's a question most of us ignore until we burn out. In Never Enough, Andrew Wilkinson writes about going from barista to billionaire, and he says, don't fall into the trap of chasing bigger and more. It never ends. Most YouTubers quit because they never built guardrails. They thought success meant doing more, but those who last, they build better and not necessarily bigger. So what separates the creators who survive from the ones who quit? They build systems. They don't edit every video themselves. They outsource. They don't write every script from scratch. They leverage AI and templates. They work on the business, not in the business. Like Michael Gerber writes in The E-Myth Revisited, if your business depends on you, you don't own a business. You have a job. And there's nothing wrong with having a job, but don't lie to yourself about what you've built. YouTube can give you freedom, but only if you treat it like a business from day one. And that means knowing when to delegate, knowing when to rest, and knowing when to keep your cost low. Because even the best creators burn out when expenses outpace income. If you're building online, it's hard to do it alone. You're navigating tech, strategy, mindset, money. You need support. You need feedback. You need accountability, or at least I do. That's why I started Online Builders, a community of people building online income, one step at a time. If you're serious about making your first $1,000 online and scaling without burning out, come join us. The link is in the description. YouTube isn't easy. It was never meant to be. It's not just an app. It's a business. One that can burn you out or set you free. The difference? How you build it. So if you're starting this journey, go with your eyes open. And if you're deep in it, ask yourself, is the way I'm building this sustainable? Because the people who survive this game aren't the ones who hustle the hardest. They're the ones who build smarter. And they never forget why they started. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, you're going to love this next one, selected just for you.